Fight!
What's going on, guys? T-Dub Gaming back on the mic once again, and today I'm making a different kind of video, and I don't know what I'm gonna call this little, thing that I'm gonna have on my channel, but I'm gonna start doing these more often. I'm gonna get anime that I've watched, and I'm gonna talk about some of the pros in it and why I like this anime. And I might do, it's always gonna be a top 5 though. It's never gonna go beyond top 5, so yeah, it's gonna be like top 5 things I like about the anime, and I may make a separate video talking about 5 things that I dislike about the anime. But I'm not sure if I want to do that yet, because most of the anime on my list really wouldn't have 5 things that would be, wrong with it unless I'm being nitpicky. So, today's video, as you can tell by the thumbnail and the title, is gonna be about HunterxHunter. Or HunterxHunter, for those of you that like to put the X in it. And I know that's kind of hypocritical, because like for high school DxD, I say the X. And when it should be high school DD, but I don't say it like that, I say high school DxD. But anyways, today we're talking about 5 things that I really like about HunterxHunter. So let's get into this. Number 1, well, this is in no particular order, by the way, I'm just saying stuff that I have written down on my list of top 5s. Number 1, the characters themselves, okay? Let's talk about the characters for a second. HunterxHunter has a variety of different characters, each with their own different personalities and abilities, and even if they don't have really cool abilities, it's something that you would think is useless, in a particular arc that I'm not gonna spoil, everybody becomes useful. And I really like that. It's like, the thing about the characters is, you never really feel like, oh, this character is just like this character 2.0. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of shonen anime tend to have that. It's like, you have this character who is a lot like this character, but maybe has some different powers, but that's really it. Their personality and their goals and stuff is just like this other character. And HunterxHunter doesn't, I don't want to say suffer, but it doesn't have that little nitpicky problem. Like, that doesn't exist. All the characters are different, not only in their powers, but in their personalities as well, their goals, what they have or want to achieve in life. Everybody is so different, and it makes for a fresh experience when you're watching through it, because you're like, I wonder what this character is going to be like. And then when you find out, it's like, oh, that's so cool. I wonder how they're going to interact with this character. The character development of the characters, especially for Killua. I keep saying Killua because that's why I used to call him before I watched the anime, but his name is Killua. For Killua, it's like his character development is the best in the series to me. Like, because he slowly finds out more about himself and what his true goals in life are. When you start off HunterxHunter and you meet Killua for the first time, you're like, he's just the cool kid around the blocks that, is just chill or whatever. But then you find out that he's an assassin. And when you find that out and you see his troubled past, you're like, oh man, I know he's gonna be like really cool in the series. And Killua progresses from this cold-blooded, natural-born killer who really doesn't want to kill, but, that's in his blood, that's his nature. He goes from being that kind of guy who gets irritated really easily and who really won't fight anyone unless he knows absolute victory, to actually still being cautious, but being a little more rash at the same time, and actually caring for people, and not killing as easily as he used to. Like, Killua really has the best development, in my opinion, in HunterxHunter. Gon really stays with the same character, he just matures throughout the series. And there's nothing wrong with that, of course. I'm just saying, it's not as drastic of a character change as Killua, but that brings me into my next point. Each pretty much main character gets their individual arc. The Hunter exam arc is pretty much about everybody meeting. The next arc is about Killua, like that's kind of obvious. I'm not gonna spoil the arcs. The next arc is really about Gon and Killua and their growth, but the arc right after that is all about Kurapika. And you can tell though, like it's like they specifically took these arcs and made them about a certain character. The next arc it's mostly about Gon and Killua's growth again, but at the same time, it's about them meeting new people. Like, not just their growth in terms of strength, but their growths as characters. The next arc kind of expands upon that, but it also introduces more of the actual hunters in the universe. And then the final arc is all about Leorio and, shit, I can't remember Gon's father that, Ging. What the fuck? I couldn't remember his father's name, bruh. But, yeah, and that, I don't know. I just like the way that's structured. I like the way each main character pretty much gets their own individual arc after Gon and Killua's growth arcs. And it just, the way they introduce new characters and have them either go or stay, you know, it works really well. It seems like he really, I can't remember the mangaka's name, but, shit, you would think if I'm such a big fan, why the fuck can't I remember anything, but, it seems like he really put it together in a very tight way. Like, it really works together, and that brings me to my next point, which is HunterxHunter and the characters within them never lose sight of their goal. Kurapika's goal was to get revenge, and even after he gets revenge, it's still not enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, he still needs something else. He's still focused on that. Leorio, all he wanted to do was become a doctor, and he saw that out to the end. Killua, you know, he just wanted to make friends. He wanted to make friends, and that's what he sought out to the end. And he wanted himself to be able to protect his best friend, who is Gon. And he saw that out to the end, and he ended up doing it. That was the end of HunterxHunter. He resolved his problem, and you know, he went on about his way. But he still made a lot of friends in the process. Gon wanted to find his father. And throughout the series, that's what it was. That's what led into each other arc. He wanted to find his father. And when he finally did find his father at the end, it gave a nice wrap up. Because you were like, he wanted to find his father, but did he really have to do this, and this? And his father pretty much, it's like he wasn't even talking to Gon. It's like he was talking to the audience. It was like basically, like if he was talking to the audience, it would be this message. Don't get distracted, like don't get upset because he took these detours. Because the detours that you take in life are where you're gonna find the most happiness. And I feel like the detours that Gon took around his adventure from finding his father are the best parts of the series. And you know, but I don't know. That was a really good ending to the anime. I know the manga continued past that, but I feel like the anime is the true ending, in my opinion. Because I haven't even read even parts of the arc in the manga. I just didn't bother to. I just wanted to watch the anime, you know. But, yeah, that was really my fifth thing. All people solved their problems. They didn't lose sight of their goals, and they got their problems solved. And my last point is, HunterxHunter is such an unpredictable show. Like I said with the characters, you don't know who's gonna pop up next. You don't know who's gonna be a hero, who's gonna be a villain. You really don't know where they're gonna go in terms of development, like how they're gonna end up as characters. You really don't know how they're gonna interact with some characters. You don't know how the fights are gonna go. You don't know how Gon and Killua are really gonna grow next, because the way they grew was so fundamental, but at the same time so advanced. And it was like, you know, the way they grew as characters and with their powers was so good and well put together, you know. You really don't know how fights are gonna turn out, especially in the Chimera Ant arc. I'm not gonna spoil anything for you guys because that is the longest arc, and in my opinion, that is one of the greatest arcs in anime history. I know I'm gonna get flack for that, but I'm saying I think it's one of the greatest in anime history. Just saying. But yeah, I mean, like, the fights are unpredictable. You really don't know what's gonna happen next, how it's gonna end up, who's gonna fight who, really. You don't know who's gonna die, who's gonna live, who's gonna get injured, who's gonna help out. You know, it's really an unpredictable show. And that's what I like in anime. If things are too formulaic and they're too straightforward, I really start to lose interest after a while. Unless you can bring in something that recaptures my interest, I really start to lose interest in that show pretty quickly, you know? But, yeah, I personally, if I had to say, I would think that Hunter x Hunter is the greatest anime that I have watched, personally. I haven't watched all the anime that I want to watch. I'm in the middle of watching, the middle of watching Yu Hakusho. I just finished the Dark Tournament arc, and let me say that was a fan-fucking-tastic arc, and the way it ended was so satisfying. Like, it was just amazing. You know what I'm saying? So, continuing to watch that. I got some other anime that I plan to watch in the future, but yeah. My next video like this, I'm not really sure what it's gonna be, but it should probably come out. Maybe I might start doing these on Wednesdays, you know what I'm saying? Since I'm doing just random videos on Wednesdays, I might just start this series on Wednesday, you know? I never know. But yeah, this has been my 5 top things that I love about Hunter x Hunter. Let me know if you guys like Hunter x Hunter in the comment section down below. Did you agree with this? Do you have anything else that you want to put in? Did you disagree? Let me know in the comment section down below. This has been your boy, T-Dub Gaming, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.